Hello Pisces, kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and thank you everybody who has come along and been watching the videos and supporting my channel, and also subscribing as well. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I just take this opportunity to invite you to do that now, during or after the video. So anyway, let's get going. So I just want to mention also too, and remind everybody that these videos are are not going to resonate with everybody. So just take what does resonate with you and leave what does not. So, and check out what your other signs are saying. So this is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus. Okay, so sometimes I say and or because sometimes we can have the same sign in our chart, 2 or 3 times, depending on, not only once. It just depends on where, on our birthday, basically. And the other thing is, okay, that's what I really need. Oh, this is for September 2021. I have some notes up there that are just like, so I remember to say everything. So there could be something, actually what I'm hearing is something maybe coming up for you where you're needing or not needing to okay, there we go. That's kind of justice that's come out there. Well, there's a lot of cards. I'm actually going to take all these because I was actually going to do like 3 rows. So here we go. And there's our third one there. Well, there we go. And freaky. Okay. September 2021 reading. Here we go. There's a lot of, let me see. I'll see it comes up over here. So this card here says, this is the Energy Earth Oracle deck. Actually, it's the Sacred Earth Oracle deck. I knew there was something not quite right with the Sacred Earth Oracle deck. I keep getting that mixed up with this one. This is the Energy Oracle deck, this one here. But this is the Sacred Earth one, and it's there's something about grounding at the moment that I'm hearing for you, guys and girls, by the way. I'm going to say that. So the first card out here is Alliance. So we'll see what goes on. What else is coming? There's 2 more. Okay, we're going to take that one. It doesn't want to go back in. Productivity. Oopsie, there we go. And fragments. Okay. So there's a little bit of energy going on here with Alliance. So I feel like, Alliance to me talks about aligning with something or building an alliance with others, with something or others, or collaboration is the other word I'm hearing for some of you. So, but more so I feel like alliance, and I'm feeling there's an alliance in the sense too for some of you, like maybe more so like aligning, say, with where are they going? Bringing things into alignment for you, like on a personal level, so you can get moving out of some sort of strife that you may have got yourself into, and getting yourself out of something, as well as on an emotional level, but also on a physical level for some of you. It'll be both. On saying that at the end of the day, and what I'm hearing for Spirit is saying is like there is, there's a bit of both. At some point it's just about you right now, but it's like it'll move and evolve into where you're going to, some of you or a lot of yous in some way have to make a physical movement out of a situation into a new situation, or shifting a situation so you can move into a new situation, out of an old situation. Oh gosh, there's a lot going on here. Into a new situation, but you've got to get out of the old situation, which is in the past, but also some of it's like, for some of you it's like long, in the distant past. It's like been a long time ago for some of you, and it's maybe like there is something, this energy that's been accumulating, that something has been accumulating, and it's almost like a pimple's going to pop, and it's like, well, something's going to burst, and it's like, but it's like a long time coming, and you may have been wearing a lot of it on your shoulders for quite some time, and especially probably I wouldn't be surprised if you've carried a lot of this emotional energy around with you. If it's not one thing, it'll be another, but there's something about like it linking with a few other things, and it's made it worse. So anyway, because my shoulder's just starting to ache, and, you know, on that part there. So there's something about letting go of a load, or in order to allow yourself to move forward. So then the next card here is productivity. So there's something about, you know, as you're moving and making these alliances or this alignment, and the alliances they're talking about here also is some of you aligning with other people to help you through to do some projects. Maybe some of it is about this emotional stuff that you've got on and got on going with you that you're wanting to release, so you can move forward a lot, or move on a lot more fluidly, or, you know, more like in to bring other things into alignment. Gosh, bloody hell. But so in order to do that, you know, be more productive, and some of that productivity is actually is around doing things that allow you to, that lift your soul and that help you to move in a direction where you're wanting to go, basically. And, or, you know, needing or requiring to go, or where you desire to go to. So the fragments here is, for me, what they're bringing through is like listening, you know, listening for this, for the information that you're needing to, that you're, you know, that you feel like that you're needing to get, so you can move in a specific direction. So some of you's maybe getting some fragments of information, but not pulling it together. So there's something about like listening, but also looking and, you know, pulling in towards you that which does serve you for your highest and greatest good, rather than looking at what doesn't serve you. Okay, so with this, see Daisy alliance here, I'm just noticing this drum there. So I'm noticing like the alliance also talking about connecting with Mother Earth, you know, Sky Father, you know, as well as they're talking about here the four, the like north, east, southwest, but the four elements as well. So as you know, in direction with the north, east, southwest, of course, and you're aligning your compass, your inner compass up with, you know, all other aspects of you. So what I'm hearing is you know, with the four elements, so, you know, wind, earth, fire, and water, basically, as well. So there's definitely something going on in there, and, you know, with aligning your energy, you know, in that mind, body, soul, mind, body, spirit, or soul, whichever, you know, way you look at that. Okay, but the fragments, but things, I feel like they're starting to come together. So, and you may have been shielding yourself from certain energies or messages or guidance, or, you know, kōrero or whatever that have been coming to you, and you may be like, in a way, like I'm just seeing guide, you know, like filtering as well with that. So you've got your hand out, and it's just so you can, like with that guarded, so you can like let through what does need to come through and what doesn't. So what you see is workable or viable, or, you know, positive, or you know, and that sort of thing. And the other rest of it just like is like almost, some of you is like fending it off, and some of you are just letting it go right past you, you know, is just going literally right past you. So, and so you're not wearing it as in the way that you probably could do. So over here we've got the Five of Wands here, and the Five of Wands is talking about, you know, there's some sort of struggle and frustration, really, basically, and, you know, energetically wise, and you may have been, you know, using a lot of energy up. So because you've been a little bit out of alignment, but that's, you know, there's still some movement there on saying that. And, you know, as you're moving and you're trying to get things moving. So that's interesting. This time I normally go down, but this time we're going across. Well, lately I've been going down, but not you know, normally I go down each row, and then, but this one is going across, because I noticed you know, I put the cards across this time. So that's really, so there may be, you know, there's a change in direction, basically, because what they're talking about here with this Queen of Wands underneath productivity, it's like as you change your mindset, or, you know, the way that you're thinking about things, you know, there's probably going to be a lot more productivity there in your life with whatever it is that you're doing. With the Queen of Wands, this is about you tapping into that magic within, and all those skills and abilities, those intuitive skills, because and taking. Well, is it a risk? No, not really. I don't think wands really see it as a risk. I think they, whereas some people would see taking a risk in doing something, or a leap of faith, or into something, doing something else. But I feel like they just have this way of I'm going to have a look down that path, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And not necessarily, if it's not really working, am I going to throw it away? I'm going to find a solution. If it's really not working, then I'm going to let that go and move on. So there's something where they are willing to have a look at, open to having a look at exploring down a specific track, or or something. I'm not going to take any of those. It does not feel right. Any of those along the track, with the Queen of Wands. Oh gosh, this one. So something is kind of going amiss here. Something's shuffling. Okay, where am I shuffling? We're going to go shuffling now. Okay, so they obviously went in the right order for where we're going. So here's the Three of Pentacles too. So there's something in the background that that you may be. It's about you making an effort now to take the next step, basically, with these fragments. So I feel like there is, however the story pans out for you, there is something there that you're just waiting for a little bit of information. But I do feel like with this Queen of Wands here is in a way, she's saying, looking for your success. This is about you making that success happen, and it is there, but you've got to, there's something in the background there that is there is support there. There are some things, that are maybe in the way, when you might see them in the way, but you're needing to get moving in a way with this wands. But he's painting these stars on there, so moving towards what it is basically that you want is taking the next step, in order to find that, in a way, balance, and to get to even though this information is coming, it's okay, taking the next step, basically, or one step at a time. Okay, that's interesting. So where are they going with these? I want to start let me see. I feel like there's something about trying to understand something before you get going, and that's fair enough too. This one here is with the swords here. They're talking about, letting, the Ten of Swords with this deck here, with the this tarot deck. Sorry, there's something there's something not quite gelling anyway. And I can feel it right now it's something that's slowing down, where there might have been a little bit of you might have been rushing a little bit, but something is not slowing down in a negative way, but it's just, and you may be feeling like it may be, what's happening now, or there's what's holding up, and there's something holding up, but it's sometimes it's we can move a little bit quicker than what we would like to, than what is meant to be what we're meant to be moving in, the speed. And let me see where that's coming out all there's something about okay, bringing things together. And I'm just hearing just taking some time, because then you'll be able to see what needs to be in alignment. Because I feel like some of you might have been trying to rush through something and move a little bit quicker than what you need to be or should be in a way, because it's there is something that you might be missing. And sometimes things take there's a sense of impatience, basically. But this one here is, and I feel like you maybe think you're rushed, or you're rushing something, or you're moving something, but it's it's not necessary, it's in your mind, basically. And maybe you had this feeling of, a sense of urgency to do something, but it may be with the struggle and this frustration that may have been around you, or is around you, or maybe coming up. It's there's something you're letting go of, but it's getting out of your mind. So in a way, there's a sense of, either letting something go, or, getting over something, moving through something, with this Five of Wands. But it's let's let it lay to rest so you can move forward. But it's, and take that knowledge and that wisdom with you of, where you're not going to fall into that again, that trap basically. So here is the the Five of Swords here. So there's something where I feel like with this that's coming over this, like you're ready to go now, and like you'll figure it out, and you can bring in that that energy of that Queen of Wands energy and be more productive basically. So it's like you figured it out. So there is something has come to a head, and like there is like a turning point in a way, like you've sorted out what it is, and it's like, okay, I can either way, because I'm hearing for some of you this could be a win-lose situation for some of you. So it's walking away gracefully, basically, whether you win or lose, basically. So there's something there that there's a win-win or, situation, or you've won a situation, or you've maybe not, felt like you've won a situation, but you've moved through something. It's about basically like releasing it and moving on, really. Either way, win or lose. Oh, okay. So there's Three of Pentacles. So you can get on with things and pull things together, and build whatever it is that you're wanting, that you've wanted to be doing and pulling out. So okay, here we go here, and here is the, oh my gosh, the Four of Swords. So it's like, yeah. So now it's with this, it's like taking the next step, but you're able to have a break from this other stuff that was going on, whatever that was. It's like, even though it seems to be going backwards, it's not. But this is like a rest before you get to that, or not. In a way, it's not resting, but it's like, well, convalescing and taking a bit of time to think about whatever it is, how you're going to get to this stage where, with whatever is going, and overcoming something. Or what I'm hearing is like, for some of you, how sometimes we can get in where we don't want that long confrontation, basically. So this is like taking a rest after the confrontation and allowing yourself to like take the next step. And sometimes that is the next step. So now that you've taken that step, the next step is to take a break. But also in that taking break, you're able to see what the next step is, basically, and having a rest and reflecting and that sort of thing. Okay. Oh, they've not put it like that with me before. So then we have the Queen of Pentacles here, which is in reverse. So at the moment, so, and then the Knight of Pentacles. But this is like where they're going with that. So if I turn this Queen of Pentacles around, because she's about success and achieving what it is that she wants to, her dreams and what she wants to, and that about success in the sense of bringing things together with the family, financially. Energy-wise and health-wise, it's like things are starting to come together, but you've got to let go of, by the feel of it, and what I'm getting is like working through that process so this can turn around. And it's not that it's come to a complete halt, but then but it's like when we're in this funny space here, it can feel like it's holding it, and it can actually hold it up, in the sense that we, because we're in the space where we're overthinking things, and therefore our energy is a little bit lower, and we drag the chain or whatever, you know what I mean? We could be making more of an effort, or we go into that procrastination mode and things like that. So in order to get what the things that you desire, basically, is what she's talking about, is like some turning things can turn around, turning things around by releasing that which does not serve you. And heading towards what does serve you, and achieving your dreams and your goals, because this is what she's talking about here. Because and the things that you want, because she likes material things, she likes nice things, not just material things all over, but she's very grounded at the same time. So it's not necessarily they necessarily actually all have to be material, because what is material to one is not material to another. So this is like thinking outside of the square. So it's not necessarily just about money or fancy things, but some people material could be, I don't know. Anyway, they've just thrown that out the window. So we'll just, I think you get the picture. So, but it's been grounded in whatever that material things or nice things that you like, that you're where you're wanting to go. The Knight of Pentacles here is talking about, it's in reverse, he's in reverse as well. So basically there's something about, also, looking out in the yonder about where where to next, and like, or continuing that journey with the with the Queen of Pentacles talking about. It's like he's there waiting to get something going. So this is where that productivity is. It's like, okay, so he generally, of course, the Knight is before the Queen, so he's waiting for the next step, basically. But it's like somewhere along the line there, like if we go or you go into that space, it's like, I feel like this just really turning things around, taking that break there and moving into this space here, so you can move forward, basically. There's some steps with this Knight of Pentacles who is also, you know, like taking that next step from here and working towards that phase there. Something about here with Justice is in reverse too. So the Justice is like things, you know, there's about balancing. I want to hear for some of you that literally is about justice, you know, family matters or business matters, that something comes around, so or is turning around where you're able to find more balance. And, you know, and there's a union there, or coming together, okay? I'm feeling like some of you that maybe a balancing of energies with for you. So there may be, because I'm just seeing this the scroll here, and I'm seeing some sort of decree or something like that, agreement for some of you. Or some of you, it's just like, it may be a decree with yourself, or an agreement with yourself, or agreement with somebody else, you know, maybe a business, or something to do with the lawyers, or what, you know, it could be all sorts of things, but whatever you feel like that could be. But yeah, the Justice is there, but something is like more balancing out, and the Justice of scales of justice will be, okay, I'm hearing the word redeemed. Some of you will get that, but it's, but there's something that will, you know, will be served, basically. Okay, so here we have the the Six of Pentacles, sorry, here. So there's something, you know, with the Queen of Pentacles, it's like there is something that is moving, you know, that where you're feeling more able to give, as you know, and or receive something, like opening yourself up to give and receive energy, give and receive support as well, as you're going through this alliance, you know, in this alliance space. Even if you go down here, it's like getting out of your head so you can be able to give and receive. So it's about allowing people in a way to, you know, to help you through whatever it is that you're going through, to support you. They're talking about there's something in energy that's supporting, but also here, resting. See, like, and when, okay, as you're doing that, the King of Pentacles is like taking that next step there. Like they were saying before, the Wheel of Fortune comes up through here. So over this Knight of Pentacles. So it's like something is turning around. It's just doing some work there. So it's like allowing people, I feel like this one is saying, like, letting people in to help you, basically, or shifting your perspective. So it may be that you are shifting your perspective, or you are moving so you can move on, and you may be already able to see where actually that maybe a goal of yours is to, you know, in the future, or even in the now, whatever that, if it is in the now, that you, and it could be like right now that you are feeling that you are more able to give more rather than receive, or that opposite way around. But this one here is talking, you know, it's like a sense of a turning point, and that you're seeing things differently, basically. But this opens up the door, like, you know, you're opening up a door, so things are turning around, because this Knight of Pentacles here is like, yep, you know, I'm looking out in the yonder. I've started, you know, taking some steps, and I'm still working my way there, but things are starting to turn around, and that's the vision. The Justice card here is like talking about here with the King of Swords. So the King of Swords, he's in his, he's in his truth, he's in his element, he's very grounded, even though, you know, he's in his crown, but there's earth there, but he's more, and he's making decisions. So there may be some decisions that are being made here, but I feel like it's more, there's a sense more, feeling more, and being more in your power. But it being in your truth, basically, because you've spoken your truth, you've communicated your truth, and where you're wanting, or you've been truthful to yourself. But when we're talking about speaking our truth, it's not saying, or, deflecting. This is about like, speaking your truth, as in for the greater good of one and all. So you may be like, some of you, it's not, like deflecting, as in not looking at yourself, basically, for when we're communicating, as in when they're talking about speaking your truth. That it's not about like making someone wrong, or parting blame through speaking your truth. That is something, that's something different, is where Spirit are going with that. So this is about speaking your truth in the sense that it is for the greater good of one and all. It's like if you let me see where they're going. If you're believing in something and it's like, where they're going, and it's like an opinion, and you get out what you want to say, or have you, it's some of you, I'm feeling this is about getting out what you need to say, but it's not about deflecting onto someone, or or passing the buck, or passing the blame. It's like, thinking, like communicating your truth in the sense that it's okay, you're just not, there's something, there's a bigger picture, there's something bigger there. I'm not quite getting it at the moment, but I feel like, I think you get where they're going with that one. We'll see what comes up. But that's what he's, the King of Swords. But he can be very, okay, this is where they're going. He can be very cutting, as with the swords can be, but he's very fair, okay? This is where they're going with it. It's being fair and on saying that, and there's a sense of, even though there's that sense of authority about him, or that sense of communication and needing to say and saying what he needs to say, but it's like it's looking at it from in the sense, or he's about fear. He's fair about what it is that he's trying to communicate. Okay, there's something there. Anyway, it's not coming right now, so I feel like get the feeling that they're really talking about this sense of not passing judgment, or not passing the blame, or deflecting on saying that, but it's being fair in what you are trying to say. It's just really, or do. Some of you, it is about communication, as in like communicating, just is saying what it is that you want to say, in the sense, and not saying that you're going to deflect it, but letting somebody know how you're feeling, and it's and so just so they know, or letting somebody know your idea or your thoughts, just so they know, so you get it out, and not necessarily expecting anything from it, but in the sense, in the way that it wants to go your way, but it's just saying, it's like, I'm just saying this is where I'm at, Oh, far out, that finally come out. So then we have the High Priestess here. So she's like really, with this Nine of Wands, is listening to your intuition. So the Nine of Wands, it's like something is coming to an end, and in the sense that you've figured out that, okay, I don't need to carry that stuff. And there's a light there from this Five of Wands up here. And it's and you're working through that out, but you're still moving. It's like, okay, I'm processing this, and I'm moving forward, and I'm understanding now that even though yes, I'm taking responsibility and accepting my part in it, but I'm not going to carry the burden of all of it. You see, so he's like, but this is about also using your intuition with this, with the High Priestess. I'm just, and connecting with yourself on the way there. I feel like you have been, and it's like you've got to this point, yes, in using your intuition to, navigate your way around more often than not, or studying yourself. So it could be like that. It's like, okay, I'm not going to let my head get in the way, but I'm starting to more know the difference between what is my intuition and what is my thought. So then we have the Knight of Wands here. So he's talking about there's something really moving, like I feel like you can pick it up a gear on saying that. And there's the Six of, Cups here, which talks about, which is you. It's like you're starting to see, and feel and sense, because you're starting to because you're moving, you're more connecting with yourself, basically, and building that amazing, a beautiful relationship not only with yourself, but with others as well. But because you're building that relationship with yourself, it means your energy and you're processing your emotions and or mental emotions and your physical stuff going, whatever it is that's coming up. It's like, and you're allowing, you're feeling a lot better about things, about yourself, about things, how things are working. So that productivity side of things, are starting to move. And the Wheel of Fortune, like that's turned around as well. Then we have the Knight of Cups, which is in reverse, but I'm going to pick it up that way and show it to you because and turn it around. Because there is something, moving with you emotionally there, and it's like, and there may be a new love that comes in for some of you. But I feel like this is, that could be it, or it could be, and, the new love could be building that relationship with yourself, a new sense of love for you, basically. And it could be, on saying that's what that new love, or the new way that you look at things in life is a different way. There's a new love in friendships, in relationships, but with your friendship and relationship with yourself too. And it's like your whole world starts to open up. So it's like here with this, with the 10 of Swords here, it's like, moving from the 9 to the 10, it's like getting out of your head. And there's, there's on saying that, there's the 10, that is the 10, sorry, and this is the 9. So it's like, there's releasing that, coming to that point, but it's like, even though this 9 is here, it's like you start to understand what these nightmares, maybe the overthinking is the word that I'm hearing, or understand where, or get more of a picture of why things were the way they were. So now you're knowing with this, what were the nightmares were, maybe I overthought those, basically. So it's kind of really interesting because you're in that space. You're not, I feel like there's more, and with this King of Cups here, that's like you're seeing, even though it was in reverse, but you're not seeing those nightmares, because I turned it around, of course, but, they were unfounded, basically. And then the last 3 here is like, typically there's, when we've figured something out, there's this, okay, now where, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? So there may be some indecision about the next steps on saying that, but it's about, I don't feel like it's not necessarily about hurrying up to make or any rush to make a decision, but it's like keeping in mind there's some sort of movement, and in the back of the mind it's like, okay, where there's that thought of making that decision. It's like and I'm just interested in like crossing, how the swords are crossed there, there's like that's where that indecision, it's like with the cross is, crossing ideas or thoughts with that one. But it's like, I feel like they want to say uncross your arms, because it's like when we cross our arms, and with observation that can kind of close the energy down. So if you're thinking about body language, it's like uncross your arms so you can, there's that or that, and not get everything too muddled up, basically. Wow, I've not explained that by that. So therefore, with this 9 of Wands here or 10 of Wands, I keep seeing it all back to front. So maybe you're seeing things all back to front. So this 10 of Wands here is like, moving past, whatever these burdens are, way back here. There were some wands over here before. So it's like not carrying that burden. Well, there's that 5 of Wands there. And here is the Wands, the 9. The 10 here is saying, like letting that go. I feel like a lot of you will, get past it, but it's like now it's not in the past, but it's not taking it forward, but it's like you've realized what it is. You're not carrying it on your back anymore, basically. So it's releasing that and moving. So it allows you to move forward. I kind of feel like, some of yous may take some of it forward with you, but you're learning with it. So he's carrying them, he's taking them off his back now. They're not his, basically. Whereas, these ones here, even this one is a little bit different, usually on this deck there, he would be carrying them on his back. This one here is like they're floating above, but they're behind him. So they're not necessarily on his back, but they're behind him and above his back. So it's like releasing that, but now it's like, yeah, I'm taking all that off, and I'm going to, like, you know, I'm not going to carry it on my back because they're not mine. In a way, I feel like it's just like, this card is, the Spirit is saying, it's like he's carrying them away, even though he's carrying them and it's in front of him. It's not necessarily taking them with him, but he's understanding, is taking the knowledge with him, and how he can, so he doesn't carry them again on his back. Okay, I've not actually said that before as well in that way. So the sun here, so like the sun is shining, so it's like what I'm hearing is, you know, with the sun is typically about hope, and feeling free, and that, and you know, being, and also there's that sense of vulnerability, is like opening yourself up to feel, express, you know, do whatever it is that you need to do. And this is what that 10 is like, you know, taking that next step basically, and freeing yourself of the burdens of that are not yours, and taking them off your back, and so moving forward. But the sun is also saying, like, this is, you know, you're walking towards the sun basically, and letting go, you know, feeling free to do what it is that you want to do. That's really interesting. It's not how I usually read these cards. So we'll see how we go. Okay, well, I'm just going to turn these around because I've got these all upside down. I'll just maybe like look. So there may be something that's turning around, and it's like, Okay, so it's taking a little bit of time. Yep, okay, the garden and the gate, number 30. So something is balancing out in the garden. And so you'll notice that in this card there, like she's in this side of the garden behind, you know, on this side of the garden where there's a gate there where it's flourishing. And on the other side of the gate, it's like there is the ground has been toiled, but in the background, further in the background there, it's like there are the hills there. They're not, they're flourishing in the sense, but they're not like what I'm hearing is that it's not, they're not ready to harvest. So there's growth, there's seeds being sown in the background, so there's more to come basically. This garden is like the one part of the story where you've been working on yourself, say, on projects and things like that, but you've also, in doing that, you've sowed seeds for, and you've started growing things for in the future to be there for you when it's ready to harvest. So there's something, the next step is there, going into these, like that, where that Wheel of Fortune, and this Queen of Pentacles, you know, but it's the Queen of Wands, the energy that's, you know, getting something moving, making that shift. Okay, cool. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there with you, Pisces, and hopefully, you know, hopefully that makes sense to you. Please let me know if this does, you know, resonate with you, or not, whatever. So it's, you know, like I say, you know, I'm not going to be offended if it doesn't resonate with you, because I know it's not going to resonate with all of you. So it may, you know, that watch this video. So you know, I feel it's a really positive, you know, sort of an energy that's moving, you know, moving in a direction, because there's a lot of, at the moment we're in this energy of, you know, energy clearing and here in New Zealand, because this is, I've made this video, gosh, what is today? The 5th of, Sunday the 5th of September. So it is a little bit, running a little bit later than usual. But I feel, you know, it's just the way things roll. And hopefully by now this would make sense for you, to you. Okay, anyway, like I said, I'm going to leave that there. Lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement and adventure. Also, and prosperity and abundance along your way. Okay, bye for now. So I will be back next week.